Okay, time for another dry fast. Glad you could make it. This is the first day. As you can see, the Wim Hof tub, the cold tub, is not filled. I would imagine it will be. And anybody who's dry fasted realizes once you're 2 or 3 days into this, you seek the cold. Fans, air conditioning, cold tubs. It really is refreshing to take a plunge when you're going through some of these heat waves that you occur late in the acid-acid crisis, the first one. Anyway, so today we start, and it's pretty easy. Today is simply normal. You're feeding off the food that you put in your muscles and didn't use yesterday, so you got plenty of energy throughout most of the day. You start burning that out towards the evening, and it starts finding it in the liver, and by morning you're pretty much burnt out. So your body transitions from this form of food into lipolysis. It starts turning fat cells into free fatty acids and glycerol, which keeps the engine running in the liver and in the mitochondria, also making water. So you pee a lot, you don't need to drink, and you keep peeing a lot, and you don't need to drink. I mean, as you go by this thing day after day, you're not drinking anything and you're peeing about a quart of pee because you're exhausting your fat cells. One of the good reasons to go through this is to get rid of toxins. If you can exhaust fat cells, which is where these fat soluble toxins of petrochemicals and agricultural chemicals and all these other sort of aerosols end up in your cells, they end up in your fat cells. So if you can find a way to drain those out, that's a good idea. The 7-day dry fast is extremely efficient at reducing that load. And of course, it's much like the orchestra. The analogy being, if one banjo player shows up on stage in the middle of Beethoven's Third, it won't really do that much to change Beethoven's Third. But if 10,000 do, it will. So it's these voices, these vibrations of frequencies that aren't good with your DNA and good with your physiology that are bad for you. The way the petrochemicals interact with you and your proteins is very, very damaging. So the idea here is if you can get rid of the fat, you can get rid of the problems, a lot of those problems. Also just the stem cells after 3 days, you get this great infusion of pluripotent and multipotent stem cells all over the body, mesogenic stem cells. It's fantastic, really. You end up feeling so much better. So many things have been fixed in previous dry fasts. This is my 5th, I think, maybe 6th. And I have my sense of smell returned. All the epithelial nerve endings have been restored. I have my skin in great shape. And my body's in good shape because I'm working out and taking the time to exercise like we used to 90,000 years ago. We used to run around for food. Took a lot of exercise. We used to eat things we recognize, genetically recognizable foods. You read about it in Neogenesis. Anyway, so this is a day where you just sit back, kick back, and clean your hot tub, and get ready to keep going. This is probably the hardest day because you're used to the habit of eating and drinking and snacking and going to the refrigerator and that kind of stuff, which is a good habit. You need to eat. But if you never stop eating, bad things happen. And that's what the dry fasting does. It prevents the bad things from happening. So today I'll probably watch old Betsy and get her ready because I'll be plunging. I'm serious. When you get into this, you love cold. Anyway, so this is the first day. It's really easy. You'll spend it thinking about food, but not really hungry or thirsty because your body's using the food and the fuel and stuff and the water you already have in your tissues. So when you turn that machine on, when the hormones come out of the pituitary to stimulate the hypothalamus to stimulate the pituitary to tell the medulla to start releasing epinephrine, the whole thing changes over to eating fat. So the idea is you don't drink water because that series and cascade of hormones doesn't happen if you drink water or fully hydrated. If your vascular system, your bloodstream is not thick, if it doesn't let the solids, which happens during dehydration, it doesn't turn those juices on. So different things happen. I consider them not so beneficial. Anyway, so today you just sit back, relax, like today. And it looks like it's going to rain, so it'll be funny to see if it's so rainy that the hot tub still looks attractive to me, because I'll probably use it anyway. Anyway, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care.